It's just more entertaining, at least when they don't have a leg to stand on, when they know they're losing.
No tie, but he was spiffier. The press agrees.
President Zelensky, you look fabulous in this.
This is the guy who commented last time. He was wearing a general's uniform because he's at war.
I said, I said the same thing. Yeah, I said the one that attacked you last time. See, that was, I remember that. No, first question for you, President Zelensky.
In the same suit.
Why should we care what another man wears? Well, it's not about the fit, it's about the respect. And Zelensky, he stepped it up. After the blow-up, he was on his best behavior. He even remembered to say his pleases and thank yous.
His best behavior? Good God, they just want to infantilize this guy. I want a Jesse Waters versus anyone cage match.
Very much for your efforts, personal efforts to stop killing.
Zelensky would be ideal.
Using this opportunity to make thanks to your wife, President of the United States.
Z saw Vance in the room and wasn't ready for another tongue lashing. Instead of finger wagging, they were laughing.
So you say during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections. Oh, I wonder what the
You like this idea?
We told you after the first meeting, deals blow up all the time. And guys blow up at each other. We hug it out and shake it off. We don't hold grudges like women. Could you imagine Kamala pulling off this kind of...
There it is. We don't hold grudges like women, by the way, who aren't suited for office.
Diplomacy. Zelensky's actually ready to take the relationship to the...
And these people still say that sexism had nothing to do with why they didn't vote for Kamala. I think there are a ton of reasons that Kamala Harris lost the election, but sexism is for sure one of them. And this kind of crap is the reason that's around.
Instead of finger wagging, they were laughing.
To be in a war with somebody, no more elections. Oh, I wonder what the
You like this idea?
We told you after the first meeting, deals blow up all the time. And guys blow up at each other. We hug it out and shake it off. We don't hold grudges like women. Could you imagine Kamala pulling off this kind of diplomacy? Zelensky's actually ready to take the relationship to the next level. He wants a three-way.
I can totally picture Kamala making this kind of progress and this kind of diplomacy. In fact, I think she probably would have pulled it off in February.
To keep sending Ukrainian troops to their deaths for another couple of years, or are you going to agree to redraw the maps?
We need to stop this war to stop Russia, and we supported the idea of the United States, of President Trump, to stop this war to make
Again, are you going to keep sacrificing Ukrainian lives, or are you just going to give Putin what he wants? Like, these people are so pro-Putin, it's crazy.
way of finishing this war. And
how is being pro-Russia the current American position?
yeah, we are ready for trilateral, as President said.
Trump called Vlad and asked if he was in. I guess we're about to find out. The Europeans felt left out. And now they're asking if they can get in on the action. Ursula brought France, Germany, Italy, Finland, and England.
Wait, I thought Donald Trump invited them. That's what your co-host said.
All across the pond to say, thank you, Daddy.
I think it is an important day, a new phase, after 3 years and a half that we didn't see any kind of sign from the Russian side that there was a willing for dialogue. So something is changing, something has changed, thanks to you.
I really want to thank you, President of the United States, dear Donald, for the fact that you, as I said before, broke the deadlock, basically, with President Putin by starting the dialogue.
I think in the past 2 weeks, we've probably had more progress in ending this war than we have in the past 3.5 years.
With all the world leaders at the White House, Secret Service agents
They're just sucking up to him so he doesn't cry and leave the table.
were overheard saying it's the busiest it's been in 7 years. John Roberts says he's covered the White House for more than a decade and has never witnessed a meeting like this. Trump was even showing them his big fight portrait. But CBS says Europe
Of
is just there
course,
to make
he's
sure the
just
former actor
showing
doesn't get
off
bullied.
all his
There's concern
stuff.
from the Europeans that President Zelensky is going to be bullied.
This is
into
when I
signing something
faked
That's why
getting
President Zelensky is
shot.
coming back up tomorrow.
No, it isn't. That's not why they're coming back. That's not true. This is such a stupid media narrative that they're coming here tomorrow because Trump is going to bully Zelensky into a bad deal. We've been working with these people for weeks on this stuff. They're coming here tomorrow because they chose to come here tomorrow. We invited them to come. We invited them to come. The president invited them to come.
Do you hear
But I thought that's...
yourself, Margaret? Zelensky wasn't bullied. He says the meeting couldn't have gone any better.
I think that we had very good conversation with President Trump. Very good. And it really was the best one. Maybe the best one will be in the future. But it was really good.
Then Trump gave him a gift, a big, beautiful map of Ukraine, and told him to just jam it in his suitcase.
Thank you for the map, by the way. It was great. Yeah. I'm thinking how to take it back.
Trump wants to see this end in a peace deal. He's not trying to bully anybody. If anything, Putin's been bullying the last 2 American presidents.
He's bullying this one too, except it's not quite the same because this particular victim of his bullying is sucking him off every time he lands on American soil. Which he should be arrested the moment he lands on American soil, by the way.
Crimea under Obama's watch and Eastern Ukraine under Joe's, when he said don't. Trump's main goal is to secure a peace that lasts, not a short-term ceasefire that Russia can just use to rebuild, restock, and go back in.
We're going to work with Ukraine. We're going to work with everybody, and we're going to make sure that if there's peace, the peace is going to stay long term. This is very long term. We're not talking about a 2-year peace.
It's a peace deal.
It is not going to be long-term. I f***ing promise you, if you let Putin keep the land he's taken, keep Crimea, and then get this war ended, he's just gonna sit around, wait for things to calm down, wait for you to forget, wait for another president to get into office, and then he's going to invade again, and he's going to see if he can get more.
Or no deal. Vlad knows this is his last shot. He got jelly legs when Trump laid it out. Look at him wobble around. Maybe Putin was lightheaded after Trump called an audible and scrapped lunch. Medium rare fillets and champagne vinaigrette glazed salad sat there for hours uneaten. What a shame. Or maybe he got the shakes when the B-2 bombers buzzed him. Trump said the meeting in Alaska was a 10, but the media is upset about the carpet.
I mean, it crushed some norms having him walk across.
Trump said the meeting was a 10. I assume that means Putin let him finish this time too.
Red carpet while Trump clapped. I mean, that generally, Putin doesn't
Are we really going to go through this kind of bullshit? Like Obama wore a tan suit and he saluted with coffee in his hand. Who gives a shit what he wants?
Gavin Newsom kicked the homeless out of
Bill Maher is he's going to wind up on Fox News. That is his trajectory. As soon as he realized that somebody might eventually hold him accountable for the things he does and says, he just immediately went the way of a right-wing grifter. He is attempting to maintain the fake left who are closer to centrists, but probably under right at this point. He's just trying to keep them just barely on the hook enough that he can get away with moving over to being a full right-wing grifter.
San Francisco and threw Xi Jinping a parade. FDR had caviar, champagne, and cigars with Stalin. Even CNN gets it.
Oh my God, they rolled out a red carpet as if he should have kneed him in the groin the minute that he stepped off the plane. He's trying to cut a deal.
Trump was in total control. He wouldn't let Putin pick the place. Russia wanted to meet in the Middle East, but Trump told him, get on a plane to Alaska or no FaceTime. CNN booked a body language expert to debunk the Russia hoax. Watch.
The body language to me put the lie to the notion that we've had for 10 years that Trump is Putin's stooge.
We have a full federal investigation, a ton of indictments, just everybody around this man getting indicted for being colluding with Russia. And the final nail in the coffin that proves it was fake is this body language expert that's not even real science. It's absolutely not accepted. It wouldn't be accepted in a court of law, I hope, and maybe now it would. Let's see. Is body language analysis. Sure, accurate. Neither entirely accurate nor completely unreliable. Is it admissible? Generally not admissible in court as conclusive evidence of guilt or truthfulness.
Putin looked like his caddy. I mean, he really did. He's half his height. He's sort of smiling uncomfortably. I think we can lay to rest the idea that Trump is some Russian agent. I actually wish that he'd been a little kinder to him. I thought he was intimidating.
You think Kamala could have gotten Vlad to fly over to our home
turf
and
kidding me?
So
Yes.
badly that his legs looked like he drank a fifth of vodka? This meeting never would have been possible if Donald Trump hadn't slapped second.
And the idea that Putin is scared of Trump in any way is absolutely insane.
Secondary sanctions on Russian energy exports. And if Trump hadn't forced the Saudis to keep oil prices low, he got NATO to beef up defense spending, and the EU trade deal has us selling the continent American energy. No more Nord Stream. It's time for peace. Ukraine was once gung-ho, naturally, and now they want a truce.
The idea that they do want to negotiate and end to this war as soon as possible, that has now gone through the roof. Again, we're talking about 69%, which is such a big difference from where we were at the beginning of the war when it was just 22.
Everybody wants this war to end. The only ones who don't are Democrats. They're pro-war just because they're anti-Trump. They told us Trump was going to start World War III, but he's brokered so many peace deals that he's getting nominated for the Nobel. Even Crooked says give it to him.
Honestly, if he could bring about the end to this terrible war, if he could end it without putting Ukraine in a position where it had to concede its territory to the aggressor.
That's the part. He's not going to do that. He's not going to accomplish that. He is going to insist that Ukraine gives up territory to the aggressor.
If President Trump were the architect of that, I'd nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize.
A lot of Democrats are starting to realize Trump was right about everything. The border, trans, crime, and now Ukraine. Trump's the peace candidate the Democrats used to be.
One thing about him that I know, I'm not going to tell you how I know, but a lot of people have seen the same thing. He really does hate war. He really does not like it when people die in war.
The man just...
He doesn't care. Shut the hell up, Bill Maher. Look, I know I just said it, and I don't need to pat myself on the back, but good God, Bill. He's just a right-wing grifter.
hates death because he's such an optimist, and he sees the full potential in everything and everybody. It sickens him to watch nations throw funerals instead of weddings, and waste money on weapons instead of big, beautiful ballrooms. And as a real estate developer, it's a sin to watch beautiful land massacred by missiles.